Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Again, wherever you're joining us from worldwide, I'm Sterling. It's great to have you back here on the channel. This is a fast pop-up video that I thought would be necessary in regards to the Butler, Pennsylvania event that occurred on Saturday, July 13th. By now, it's all over the news media. A couple of quick footnotes. I kind of wanted to share perspective and some of the observations I've had regarding the event, and also just to highlight the fact that we had a lot of questions. A lot of the Sterling shows that you see are recorded early on Saturday mornings, Pacific time zone. They then go through editing and post-production and then are posted automatically on Sunday mornings. So some of you were confused that you thought maybe it was a live show on Sunday morning and didn't know why the Butler, Pennsylvania event wasn't referenced. So now you know why. The shows are recorded early Saturday mornings. Of course, that event occurred later in the afternoon or early evening on Saturday. Look, from a spiritual perspective, all the events that take place are kind of part of a larger master plan. And this event is no exception. Remember, there's no accidents in the universe. I kind of want to bring a little spirituality into the discussion, and then we'll go through some details here. But there are no accidents in the universe. Everything is part of a larger plan that's going on. This event will be a level shift on the two presidential campaigns and slow down kind of the hateful rhetoric and really start to get to more meaningful differences among the candidates, as opposed to spending so much time around hateful rhetoric across the nation, across the world for that matter. The unfortunate Butler, Pennsylvania event, according to my team, my spiritual team, was not a staged event and was not part kind of a larger 45 campaign developed strategy to try to elicit more compassion or something. So my team, my spiritual team has always said, my angels and guides, that was not a staged event. So I think that's important to get out there. I also believe, and what I'm getting is that 45 knew rather quickly that he wasn't fatally injured. Thank God for that. I mean, we don't want anybody hurt in that way, mortally wounded, but knew very quickly that he wasn't, let's say, mortally wounded, and took that as an opportunity to kind of show a lot of fierce fight in him and kind of almost try to establish himself as a martyr. So I get that. That's a personality artifact in 45. The level of hate in the country and the world has really gone off the charts. It's no secret there. And you're going to see that we're going to start now to get back to a better balance in society as a result of the event. It's going to start to shift some of the dialogue. And you're going to see a lot of the society changes, even around the RNC convention this week, which actually starts today back in Milwaukee. So, this is all, there's a shift going on here. It's all part of a larger master plan. Secondly, the shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, is part of a larger ongoing problem that exists around society, that believes that violence is the way to solve all of society's problems. Clearly not the case. Both parties are really starting to acknowledge this right now. The shooter, while, being very emotionally disturbed, we get that, he was encouraged by those around him to take the effort. And this will come out more in the news in later weeks. From a psychic perspective, when I delve into the mechanism for the act by Thomas Matthew Crooks, it was his name, I see it was triggered by those around him unhappy with elements of things like Project 2025. And for some reason, like potential even imprisonment of migrants, something going on here related to other people he knew around him. But these are people that pushed him in to this. They also all believe that 45 had let them down. So this emotionally troubled individual, young individual, I think it was like 20 years old, already, was pushed in some respects. He had low self-esteem, but pushed by those around him. That were triggered by other facets, it looks like, around Project 2025. So anyway, I think that's important. Those are important kind of factors and drivers around the actions that took place from this individual. This does dovetail into elements of domestic terrorism and how people are easily recruited. There's low self-esteem. They lean into another type of belief scenario. And I think those are all elements acting here, but, this will all come out in later weeks. Notwithstanding what happened here in Butler, Pennsylvania, This will be remembered as a start to changes in the campaigning and kind of very specific, realistic way that democracy starts to move back into the process, as opposed to a lot of very severe, hateful rhetoric going back and forth. The campaigns will still have their platforms, but looks like they start to move more towards a center, if you will, in the way that these topics are talked about. So I think that represents a somewhat positive change. We'll see passionate people on both sides of the equation continue, but it's also important to note that my team has never seen a civil war breaking out. So I know they're always concerned about this is the beginning of a civil war, or somebody's trying to trigger a civil war. My team has never seen that being as a big factor. So I think it's important to lay that out there. Next, the Secret Service was weakened by the prior administration for a variety of factors. I'm going to say a lot of people left the Secret Service, and that left it somewhat compromised. But I do see it getting much more bolstered going forward as a result of this event. Remember, a lot of times out of bad events in the universe, good things happen, or it forces change. So I do see the Secret Service being completely reevaluated and bolstered. I also see a greater structure around the Secret Service when it comes to guarding current presence, past presence, really taking a good look at the overall policy and procedures and process around the Secret Service. So really, that's going to start right now, immediately, a much broader investigation of how all this goes together, how to bolster it, and how the Secret Service works collaboratively with local police agencies. Um, I also want to send out sincere condolences and love and light to the victims of Saturday's, Butler, Pennsylvania event, and that includes firefighter Corey Comparator, I think is how you pronounce his name. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Comparator. He was shielding his family at the time and really went down as a hero. Just, a wonderful person, a real credit to a lot of people around him, and, just a wonderful person. So I really want to send out condolences to his family, as well as the other, I think it was two other individuals that were affected. They went to the hospital or starting a recovery. So I really want to take all those into our prayers and send them love and light, and as well as all the individuals that suffered maybe some form of PTSD by being at the event. So send a lot of blessings, love and light to those individuals. Lastly, please keep in mind that, whatever takes place in these events, these world events, try to stay grounded in facts and not given hysteria and fear, because this really never accomplishes anything. And I know a lot of time, even as spiritual as we all try to be, everybody jumps in and without all the facts. So it's important to kind of stay in the truth, if you will, and that's really an important thing. The other thing is I want to send love and light out to the entire world, that the world starts to maintain better balance, and that the entire world, all the political situations going on, that we do stay in the truth and push forward. We can all have a dialogue, but it's important that we don't do it in a way that infringes on anybody else's rights, and that we all move forward in a way that helps the universe, right? Helps humanity overall. I believe current President Biden is a shining light to the world, and he's working very hard to assist the U.S. and other world leaders to try to learn from this event, gather knowledge, and to move forward kind of in a stronger, safer way for all politicians in the world, and trying to bring unity. So these are all important messages, and kind of a reason that I wanted to jump on very quickly for this pop-up video today, which is July 15th, 2024. So on that note, I'm going to end this video, and I want to wish you all a great deal of love and light and tremendous compassion to you and your families. Take care, and I will see you all again very soon.